Ladies and gentlemen, Cowboys fans, NFL diehards, and anyone who even remotely follows football, stop what you're doing right now because I've got something absolutely massive to share with you. This is the kind of breaking news that makes the whole league stop in its tracks. The kind of move that could shift the entire power structure of the NFL heading into this upcoming season. The kind of deal that doesn't just make headlines, it defines seasons and potentially even legacies, because it just happened. It's official. It's confirmed. Stephon Gilmore is heading to the Dallas Cowboys, and I honestly cannot overstate how huge this is. I mean, we're talking about a generational talent, a Super Bowl champion, a former NFL Defensive Player of the Year, and one of the most intelligent, disciplined, and respected cornerbacks of his era, joining one of the most iconic, most polarizing, and most heavily scrutinized franchises in all of professional sports. And when a deal like this happens, it sends shockwaves through every layer of the league, from fans to players to coaches to analysts to executives and even to rival teams who are now sitting back, wide-eyed, asking themselves, how in the world are we going to deal with that secondary? And it's a legitimate question, because let's not pretend like the Dallas Cowboys were lacking talent to begin with. They already had one of the most disruptive pass rushers in football in Micah Parsons, a seasoned defensive line featuring guys like DeMarcus Lawrence, and a ball-hawking corner in Trevon Diggs who, love him or hate him, is a certified playmaker who knows how to flip a game with one mistake from the quarterback. And now you're adding Stephon Gilmore to that mix, a guy who has mad EA career out of suffocating top receivers, shutting down entire sides of the field, and reading quarterbacks like a book. And let me tell you right now, this isn't just a depth move. This isn't a late career mercy signing. This isn't some washed-up vet looking for a final payday. This is a player who still has gas in the tank, who's still performing at a high level, who still has something to prove, and is walking into a defense that has been itching for another veteran voice, another leader, an other guy who's been there and done that when the lights are brightest. And let's not forget, this is a dude who has gone up against the best of the best, from Julio Jones to DeAndre Hopkins to Stephon Diggs to Tyreek Hill, and held his own or flat out erased them from the game. And now he's stepping into the Cowboys system with Dan Quinn orchestrating the defense. A mastermind when it comes to maximizing defensive talent, who now has even more flexibility to get aggressive, to call tighter coverage, to mix up his man-zone combos, to unleash creative blitz packages, all because he knows that on the back end he's got not one but two elite-level corners capable of locking it down. And let's talk about the matchup nightmares this will cause for opposing quarterbacks. Who do you target now? If you're going up against the Cowboys and you're a QB standing in that pocket, first of all, good luck avoiding Micah Parsons, who will probably be barreling toward you within 2 seconds of the snap. But even if you do somehow manage to get the ball out quickly, where are you throwing it? Are you targeting Trevon Diggs and risking an interception that could swing momentum in a heartbeat? Are you going after Stephon Gilmore, who still plays with surgical precision and can bait quarterbacks into mistakes like a chess grandmaster setting traps? It's a nightmare scenario, and it gives the Cowboys one of the most complete, most dangerous secondaries in the NFL, something that has been a missing piece for years as the franchise struggled to stop elite passing attacks in the playoffs. And make no mistake, this move isn't just about regular season wins. This is about January. This is about going toe-to-toe with high-powered offenses in the NFC playoffs. It's about matching up with guys like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith in Philly, about dealing with Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel in San Francisco, about giving this defense a real shot to shut down explosive plays in the most critical moments. And when you look at the bigger picture, this is part of a broader strategy. A clear sign that Jerry Jones and the front office are not content with just making the playoffs or competing. They're trying to win it all. They're swinging big, they're going all in, and when you make a move like this, it ends a message not just to your fanbase but to your locker room, to your coaching staff, and to the rest of the league that this team is aiming for the Lombardi Trophy and nothing less. And you better believe the players are feeling this. They see this move and know they're part of something serious, something real. And it lifts the entire energy in the building when a guy like Gilmore walks in, because he commands respect, he brings gravitas, and his presence alone raises the standard, sets the tone, and creates a competitive atmosphere that's going to push everyone to be better, from rookies to vets to practice squad guys fighting for a spot. And don't underestimate the mentorship role either. What he's going to do for a guy like Trevon Diggs behind the scenes is just as important as what he'll do on the field, because Diggs is still learning, still refining his game, and now he gets to absorb knowledge from one of the best to ever do it, a technician who's seen every route combo imaginable, who's studied tendencies like a scientist, and who's now going to pass down that wisdom to the next generation of Cowboys stars. And if we step back and look at the timeline, the timing of this move is also crucial, coming before the season really ramps up, before teams lock into game plans, before offensive coordinators can adjust their schemes. This gives the Cowboys ample time to work him into the system, to test combinations, to find that chemistry, and to build a unit that is not just solid on paper but dangerous in execution. And let's not forget how fans are going to respond to this. You think Jerry World wasn't already buzzing? You think Cowboys Nation wasn't already foaming at the mouth for football season? This just turned up the volume to 11, because fans know what Gilmore represents, they remember what he did in New England, they've seen his highlights, they've heard the stories, they've seen him dominate in big games, and now he's wearing the star on his helmet, now he's part of the brotherhood, and you can bet those jerseys are going to fly off the shelves. His press conference is going to be electric. The locker room reaction is going to be priceless, and training camp reps are going to be absolute fire, with Gilmore matched up against CeeDee Lamb, iron sharpening iron, elite talent facing elite talent every single day, and that's going to benefit both sides of the ball. It's going to force the receivers to get sharper, more disciplined, it's going to force Dak Prescott to make tighter throws, to go through his progressions faster, and it's going to prepare this team for the dogfights they're going to face come December and January, because the NFC is a war zone right now, stacked with contenders, loaded with talent, and every edge matters, every move counts, and if you can give yourself even a small advantage in the margins, in the details, in the secondary where games are often won and lost, that might be the difference between another one-and-done playoff exit and a deep run to the Super Bowl. And you can see it clear as day. The Cowboys are building something special, piece by piece, move by move, and Gilmore is a foundational piece, a cornerstone signing, one that fans will look back on and say, that was the moment it all changed, because you can feel it in the energy, in the urgency, in the attitude around this franchise right now. They're not waiting, they're not rebuilding, they're not hoping, they're attacking, they're asserting, they're loading up, and they are coming for that title. And with Stephon Gilmore in the building, the entire NFL better be on notice, because the Dallas Cowboys just got a whole lot more dangerous, and we're all about to witness the impact of that signing in real time.